newsbreaker extraordinaire, Mike Coppinger. And it wouldn't be breaking news, Mike, if we didn't ask you about what the latest is on Saul Canelo Alvarez. PBC up in their offer. Was it enough? What do you know about what Canelo's next step will be?
Bernardo, we are almost at the finish line now. I am told that Canelo Alvarez has agreed to a deal for 2 fights with Matchroom. Fight 1, May 7th against Dimtry Bivol for light heavyweight title. And then in September against Gennady Golovkin, as long as Triple G beats Ryota Murata in a rescheduled middleweight title fight in April. But I am told at the moment, while Canelo has agreed and Dimtry Bivol has signed the contract, Triple G is trying to resolve some issues on his end. So that's the holdup right there. It's on the Triple G side, but I do believe it will be done in the coming days. One more note, Bernardo. PBC did make 2 offers. One of them was a 1-fight deal worth more than $45 million to fight.
Incorrect. Welcome back to Keep It Real Boxing. You're listening to Cypher Box, and obviously want to kind of touch on this latest news about Canelo Alvarez. Now, as you saw there, Mike Coppinger has kind of jumped the gun. Mike Coppinger has come out and said that Canelo Alvarez has literally near enough signed the deal to take a 2-fight deal with DAZN to fight Dimtry Bivol and then fight Triple G. Now, apparently, this is near enough set in stone. They're nearly close to the finish line and all that sort of stuff. But then, recently, Canelo Alvarez has put out a tweet, and this is what it had to say. I don't even agree. I'm still negotiating. Don't lie to the people. The day everything is signed, that day I'll let them know. For now, there's nothing concrete. Now you see at the bottom where it says this tweet was deleted by the author. That is Mike Coppinger's tweet, which he has now deleted. So Canelo Alvarez was replying to Mike Coppinger. I don't know what's going on there, right? So Mike Coppinger of the ESPN, and I think he's part of the Athletic as well, has clearly jumped the gun, or did he? Now, I understand it. Mike Coppinger has a pretty good relationship with Mr. Eddie Hearn of Matchroom Boxing. And it wouldn't surprise me if Eddie Hearn's either put Mike up to it or given Mike the incorrect information, etc., etc. To kind of, I don't know what you would get out of that, to be honest with you, by misleading people like that. But Canelo has clearly come out and squashed it all and said, look, nothing's concrete at the moment. As it says in the tweet, I'm still making my decision. I'm still negotiating. So the 2 deals that are on the table right now, and I believe they're both worth $100 million, right? The first one is from DAZN to fight Dimtry Bivol and then fight Triple G in a rematch for a third time, or to go with the PBC and to fight Jermall Charlo and then even go on and fight David Benavidez. Those are the deals that are on the table right now, and they're both worth about $100 million. Okay? If I'm honest with you, I would like Canelo to go the PBC route. I would like to see him take on Charlo. I would like to see him take on David Benavidez. I think he's fought Triple G before. I said this in this week's episode of About the Ropes podcast. I went into it quite in depth in the whole Canelo middleweight situation. But I would rather see Canelo go up against some fresh blood. Yeah, and some young blood as well. Triple G's in his 40s. Don't really have a problem with Dimtry Bivol, but I think he should clear out the super middleweight division. Take those 2 guys out. I also think he should fight Demetrius Andrade as well, personally. Finish those guys off, finish everything off at super middleweight, and then move on to light heavyweight. I don't even think he should take the 3rd fight with Triple G. I don't want to see it. Only the die-hard fans out there want to see it. And when I mean die-hard fans, I mean the die-hard Triple G fans who feel that Triple G was screwed over or cheated out of those fights that he had with Canelo. Personally, I already said it. I gave those fights by 1 or 2 rounds to Canelo Alvarez. I thought they were very close fights. But like I said, if you turn around and say to me, "Hey, Syfe, I disagree. I felt Triple G won both those fights by 1 or 2 rounds." Cool. I'm not gonna argue with you because they were close fights. But if you're someone who's going to come to me and say, the fix was in and he was robbed and blah 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 and all that sort of stuff, then look, I'm not buying it. There were close fights and they could have gone either way. There were so many swing rounds in that fight. It was unbelievable in those fights. But again, they were good fight. They were good quality fights. I don't see them as classics, in my opinion. Like, you know, Manny Pacquiao, Marquez, or Eric Morales versus Antonio Barrera. You know, they're not like classics to me in that sense. You know what I mean? Those two fights. I don't want to see it. Triple G's like, what, 40 years old now? And to be fair, I think, you know, he's at the end of his career. He's now, that's it, he's done, potentially. I mean, he struggled against Derevchenko. I felt he lost to Derevchenko. Should have gave Derevchenko a rematch. You know, I just don't see the excitement. I don't want to see that. I would rather see Canelo Alvarez go up against Jermall Charlo, David Benavidez. I'd like to see him take out Demetrius Andrade as well, and then move on to the light heavyweight divisions, take on Dimtry Bivol, take on Arthur Beterbiev, Joe Smith Jr., etc. Do you know what I mean? That's what I would like to see. But look, so the internet is in a frenzy at the moment because everyone's wondering, like, what is Canelo going to do next? But obviously he's made it very clear in the same fashion as Floyd Mayweather. Mayweather was the same, which is, if you don't hear it from my mouth, it ain't true. And when I do sign something, I will be the one to tell you. So it looks like we're waiting on Canelo Alvarez to announce what deal he's going to take. So if you're hearing it from ESPN or Mike Coppinger or Dan Raphael or any of these old media guys that have been around for years, or anyone from the mainstream media or anyone else other than Canelo Alvarez, it ain't true. Okay, but let me know what you think. Of course, let me know also who you would rather see Canelo fight next. Leave your comments, and obviously I'll have a little read of those. It'll be interesting to see what the rest of you guys have to say and think about this situation in terms of who should be next for Canelo Alvarez. All right, guys, as always, like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, this is Cypherfox reminding you to keep it real.